Hey everybody, hope you're all having a good day. It is Sunday, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. A buddy of mine, Tim Steenberg, just asked about different types of smokers, so I figured I would share some wisdom. And yes, I have a cat mermaid, a permaid, as I like to refer to it, on my shirt. So let's just get that right out of the way. This came from Jason and Amanda Stewart for my birthday a couple years ago. All right, back to the smokers. I'm easily distracted, as most of you all know. So he asked for some tips on what type of smoker or different things to look for when purchasing your first smoker. So I figured I'd give my opinion, and that's what it is, my opinion on several different things, and go from there. The big thing is let's take a breakdown about each smoker and what it does and how it operates. So a charcoal smoker, we'll start with that one. A charcoal smoker does a great job, great flavor. You will be wrestling with your temperatures all the time. And the other thing that you'll have is charcoal. You'll always be adding charcoal. Traditionally, when you're doing, let's say, pork, you're 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes an hour and 15, depending upon the cut of meat, per pound for smoking pork. So if you're taking a look at doing a 10-pound shoulder or butt to turn it into pulled pork, you got 10 hours worth of smoking. And as anybody that's ever had a charcoal grill knows, you're going to be running out of charcoal quite quickly. So you will be probably having to add charcoal several times. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't like about charcoal is that if you cook on it too soon, you will get the charcoal flavor. So the problem is when you're smoking with a charcoal smoker and you're adding charcoal, you're going to be adding some of that flavor back into the meat. Not necessarily a big deal, but you'll be wrestling with that smoker all the time. The other thing that you'll find is there's a lot of charcoal smokers that are vertical, like what they refer to as a barrel smoker. Barrel smokers are very easy to use and to store and take care of, but the problem is you're going to be putting meat in on multiple racks. The problem with that is the rack on the bottom is going to be cooking quicker than the rack on the top. And traditionally, with a barrel smoker, the only way that you're able to really swap those racks is to completely take the racks out. And that can be time-consuming and messy and kind of a pain in the rear end. So that's charcoal smokers. Good smoker, but you're going to be working. The next super popular one is gas and electric. We can kind of combine those two into the same category because it's kind of, you can tweak it to where it's almost a set it and forget it type of scenario. So if you are cooking with your, let's just call it electric, traditionally what you do is you would have a water pan in there because the electric heat's a pretty dry heat. And then you would soak wood chips and put them directly on the element or in a container that sits above the element. They're good. The problem I have is it's tough to get bark on an electric smoker. Reason being is as soon as you start putting in water or you start putting in, like a water pan or soaking your water chips, you're tossing a ton of steam into there until those water chips ignite. So that, to me, you don't generate the bark and some of the chewier things like if you wanted to do jerkies. And again, it's a fantastic smoker. It's kind of a set it and forget it scenario. Now, both of these smokers you can get in barrel size style smokers. But again, like what we talked about before, barrel style smokers are kind of a pain in the rear end for swapping out things. So if you're going to do one of those, make sure you get a vertical smoker that has a door so you have easy access in and out. By far, that'll be easier for you to check the meat, check the temperature, swap stuff if you wanted to, so on and so forth. The other type of smoker that has become super popular lately is the pellet smoker. This would be like a Traeger, or there's a bunch of different name brand ones and off-brand ones. The thing with a pellet smoker that's really super handy is you can control the smoke by your temperature, but you can also control the flavor by the different pellets that you want to toss in and use. This is another great alternative. Traditionally, it's a barrel style that's horizontal, almost like a big bucket, or not a big bucket, but like a big, like a drum. So it's a drum style one. So your racks are there. The smoking is coming across the meat and out an exhaust. My buddy Jason has one. They're fantastic. They're great. But the other thing you'll find is you can't necessarily get a great bark on one of those either. Nothing wrong with that. That's just a preference issue. Super handy, super easy to use. Jason with his Traeger, he's got an app on his. He can be anywhere and be able to adjust the temperature up and down on his smoker. So very user-friendly, very simple and easy to run. They're great. There's nothing wrong with them at all. The last type of smoker is a traditional offset smoker. Well, I should say a wood smoker. We'll go there first. So this smoker uses wood, uses hardwood. That's all it uses. It doesn't use pellets, doesn't use charcoal, doesn't use gas, doesn't use electric. It uses old school wood. You can get those vertically. You can get them horizontally, like my offset smoker that you guys have seen in my other videos. I've also seen tons and tons and tons of different plans you can find online for building them. There's one that I saw that you can literally build one out of cedar, and because you're not burning too hot or going too crazy in there, you can literally have a smoker built out of wood. I've seen guys build them out of concrete blocks or fire bricks or whatever. You could turn anything into a smoker that way. Heck, I've even seen people use wood chips and clay pots and put in smoked meat over. It's kind of the old school traditional way that's been going on since the beginning of time for preserving and smoking meats. The reason I have an offset smoker and the reason I like it is, and this is nothing wrong with the other ones, so I don't want anybody to get their panties in a bunch or get all worked up saying I'm ripping on other people's smokers. There is nothing wrong with those smokers. My opinion is I wanted something that I had to constantly control. I started with an electric smoker and I really enjoyed it and I made some amazing stuff on there, but I felt like I wasn't smoking the meat. I was putting it in a box, turning on the box and letting it do its thing. Nothing wrong with that, but I figured, well, honey, here, yeah, come on, Papa's filming a video. You can come say hi on it. My granddaughter Faith is going to come make a surprise visit. Come stuff over Papa's shoulder so you can say hi to everybody. Here she is.
Hi,
Yay.
everybody.
And my half-naked grandson. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, Papa's going to get back to the video, okay? All right, where was I? Oh, yeah, so I felt like I wasn't able to completely control the meat, the smoke, the taste, the flavor, and I felt like I wasn't actually doing the work. The box was doing the work. So that's why I wanted to go with a traditional offset smoker. You watch barbecue competitions or different things like that going on, and the thing you'll find is every once in a while you'll find somebody that uses a pellet smoker. Guys, be quiet. But 99% of the people are using real hardwood. I have to control the airflow. I have to control the heat. I have to control how many logs I have in or don't have logs, what wood I use, what wood I don't use. And I have every opportunity to succeed or to royally screw it up. And I like that challenge. I have found that ever since I got my offset smoker, I smoke more meat. It's better, I enjoy it more, and it's way more fun. But again, there's no taking a break. I had a 16-pound brisket I had to do, and it took me 19 hours of smoking. Now, in those 19 hours, I didn't go to sleep. I literally was constantly working that fire. I started it one night after dinner and pulled an all-nighter until it was like lunch the next day, I believe. But it was so worth it because it tasted amazing and it had the bark on it and everything. So what I would recommend, kind of in a recap here, is if you want something where you can almost set it and forget it and kind of hone your flavor skills and getting things towards where you want and kind of learning about the flavors you enjoy, go electric. You're not buying pellets, you're just buying wood chips. But then I would say, or get a pellet. There's nothing wrong with pellets. You can pick the flavor, you can pick the consistency, and they're very versatile where you can do a lot of different things on them. So that's what I would do if you're looking for kind of a set it and forget it scenario. If you want a challenge and you want to take that chance of either it's going to be great or I'm going to screw it up or I'm constantly learning, go with an offset smoker. Go with a wood smoker. You know, there's tons of different hardwoods you can get from local lumber companies or farmers. I got a whole truckload of cherry for $150 a couple years ago, and it was fantastic. So if you want a challenge, do an offset smoker. If you got any questions, let me know. Drop me a line in the comment. But make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Because, I mean, honestly, this is really good stuff. I know it. You know it. It's good stuff. So, peace out, everybody, and talk to you soon.